Let's go through some of the decisions here, Janusz. First, the collision between Hugo Lloris, of course, and Callum Wilson, and that opened the scoring. What do you make of it? Obviously, it stood and it remained a goal for Newcastle. What do you make of it?
Oh, absolutely correct decision. And we'll go through it. But I thought, we often complain about VAR, but I thought it was absolutely perfect. There were three instances, right, where it was called upon that we could talk about. But this one, no questions about that. Hugo Lloris, once he comes out of the penalty area, he's treated just like any other player, right? The touch was always going to go who knows where because you received that ball with your stomach. I'm not looking at him as a goalkeeper. I'm looking at what you're going to do. And I think Callum Wilson just stood his ground. Some will say his left hand was out there. I think he was just bracing himself for impact. He didn't move a step. He just got there, finished it, and I think it's absolutely the right decision. And Spurs, this is testing times. They weren't good against Manchester United. I thought they started extremely well. I think they had like 10 shots, maybe 2 or 3 on goal, but 10 shots in the first 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. I thought that Antonio Conte let him loose a little bit, right? I mean, they've been great at home. They won all the games. Today is their first loss in the Premier League at home.
So let me ask you this, Janusz. At this point, what do you see more realistic? Tottenham to stay in the top 4 or Newcastle United to stay in the top 4?
I tell you what, I mean, I'm a big fan of Antonio Conte, and I think, his pragmatism, although sometimes rubs some people the wrong way, the purists, if you watch the game, but I think it's very often gets the job done. What I do like about Newcastle United, though, is they're very, very balanced, right? I mean, they try to play, they can defend, they have a good backline. I didn't even mention Dan Burn, who's keeping out Matt Target, whom you know very well from his time at Villa. Botman has been tremendous. Another one, 21-year-old player that they've bought that's been absolutely spot on. And the balance is there also because of Bruno Guimaraes, who's arguably one of the most complete midfielders in Europe, if not in the world. And I don't want to get ahead of myself a little bit, but he's that good. He came in as advertised and he's playing well. So I think on the balance, I have to say I do like Newcastle United a little bit better. But we'll see, because I never go against Antonio Conte as well. But Newcastle, you got to love it. And as I said, a statement result for them up until now.
Absolutely correct. A statement victory for Newcastle United. A good weekend for Bruno Guimaraes, who also welcomes his baby son, Matteo. And now 7 unbeaten now on the run for Eddie Howe and Newcastle United. And Tottenham and Antonio Conte back to the drawing board. But so far, so good. And just like Janusz said, Newcastle United looking very, very good.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.